Hi there, my name is Zan and I'm one of the e-commerce coaches at TWH. Today I'm looking at the Waka Abel Tasman website to see if there's any improvements we can make to get the website converting more, get you more bookings for your tours. So the most important thing when you land on a website is that you know exactly what it is, what it's about, and why you should care. You've got this beautiful image here showing of people paddling in the Abel Tasman and the Waka, but there's just a simple welcome message. Having a message here in this area that explains to people exactly what it is will really reinforce what your website's about and what it is you have to offer. So something along the lines of explore Abel Tasman from the water in a traditional waka, or something along those lines, something that tells people exactly what it is you do, what you offer, and why it's of benefit to them, how this is different from a kayak experience in Abel Tasman, for example. The second thing I notice is that this area here for the menu is quite large, so we're not seeing as much at the top of the page above the fold. Above the fold is anything you can see without scrolling, and this is the most important part of our website, because if people don't like what they see here, they're going to leave the site. As I said, we've only got a few seconds to tell them what we're all about. So if you could just reduce this white space a little bit to make better use of it, then I think that would be great. You could add some more text that would be visible above the fold and grab people's attention. And then next, we've got two buttons here for Book Now. One has a nice hover effect on it. The other one's only going a slightly darker shade of orange. I would apply the same effect just so that it's really clear that this second Book Now is clickable. The other thing is it's kind of confusing which one do I click. I understand that this one here is floating, so it stays with me the whole time. But maybe you could reverse the colors, so this one was teal, and then when you hover on it, it went orange, so this one would stay orange and hover on teal. That makes sense. The next thing, when I click on Book Now, is I'm presented with three different options: split Apple Rock, group trip, and then another group trip. It's not immediately clear to me what these different options are, because if I scroll down here, there's only two. So I assume this group journeys incorporates both of the group trips you have available here, but I would just make that really clear on the homepage, because if I see this here and then I leave and I can't remember how I got there and I scroll down and I only see two options, can be slightly confusing for people. So have both of the group options available under your group journeys. Also make it really clear what is involved in the split Apple Rock paddle. I don't think anywhere in here, until we get right down to the bottom, we see that it's in a Waka. So I would say paddle along the coast to Split Apple Rock, Abel Tasman, in a Waka. People may not read the whole thing, so we want to give them as much information up front. And we want to lead with what the benefits are of this trip. So the benefits are likely that it's a traditional experience, it's fun, it's easy, something like that. Make sure that's included up front, along with all the important details about who, what, where, when, and why. Another thing that would be really helpful to add in this section here is a link to your frequently asked questions. So you likely have a anchor on this section of the website, so you could just put something in here, check out our frequently asked questions, and link to that part of the page in case people aren't really sure, they're not gathering all the information that they want. They need to know if they're going to get wet, what happens if the weather's bad. All that information people want to know, and they want to find it easily. So add that link here. Also add it to your main menu, so it's easy for people to navigate no matter where they are on the site. Then we open up our Fair Harbour booking window, and I'm not sure what the limitations are with this particular booking platform, but again, I would add the frequently asked questions on this page. I would also add some of the reviews. So you've got that's number one of 9 things to do, which is awesome. Social proof is a huge contributing factor in people making a booking with you, but I want to actually read the reviews. So it would be great if I could click somewhere on here and actually go through to TripAdvisor and read those reviews, or if you could add some of them into the description so that I don't even need to leave the page, that would be even better. The next thing with the booking window is if I select my date, here I'm presented with some options and I enter my information, but you don't have an abandoned cart set up that I can see. So I filled out all of my information before and left the checkout, and I didn't receive an email. If I was a customer, I could have been distracted. Maybe my kids needed something for me, so I stepped away from my computer. It'd be great if you send me an email reminder saying, "Hey, I noticed that you were looking at this trip. You didn't book it." You could even ask people why they didn't book, and you could get some interesting information back from that as well. The next thing is that you only have credit card processing. It'd be great if you could add other options like PayPal, Part Pay, things like lay-by, Afterpay. All of those things can help us to increase our conversion rate. The more payment options, the better, without going too crazy. With PayPal, I mean, people can just log in with their email. They don't need to get up and get their credit card, so they're less likely to get distracted. So that's always a good start. The next thing is this isn't using a cart system. So if I now, leave this checkout and I started filling out my information and I want to come back, I need to start all over again. So if you could implement a cart that is available throughout the whole website and is persistent, and by persistent I mean if I leave the website and come back, my cart is still there as I left it. It's going to make it a lot easier for people to use and complete their checkout. Just having a scroll through, see if there's anything else. Notice. Other than that, it looks like a fantastic excursion. It's a really good website. Oh, you do have a cancellation policy down here, but you also want to be adding a privacy policy, terms and conditions, and refund and return. So what happens if someone has a bad time and they want their money back? Add all of that information into your footer as well, just to stay compliant. It also helps to build trust with your customer. I would also include more of these reviews from TripAdvisor. So screenshot the actual review from TripAdvisor and place that into the website so that people can read it without having to go and hunt you out on TripAdvisor. I hope that was helpful and helped you to maybe implement some changes into your website and increase your conversions and your bookings.